Okay folks, and welcome back to my home cafe. In this instalment we're going to look at what I spoke about previously: dose, grind, and filling your porta filter. So I've got a double filter basket in. So I'm going to pop a few beans in. I won't go putting too many in, it'll just be enough to get us enough to do a shot. I probably have to do 2 shots, just kind of explain the differences. Now, as I mentioned before, this is a dark roast, so we will definitely get some differences through what I've previously used in the machine. So now I have a dose rate of 17, and I've got my double wall basket in there. So now, and I've got the by 2 selected. Now it's just this is where I was saying about finding your baseline as to where you're going to be. So we'll hit this and see what we get. Okay, now it's asking us to tamp. So with this, if we're somewhere close to where we want to be in the porta filter, I'll get a little bit of resistance as I take it out, which means this will drop a little bit. If I don't get any resistance at all, I can just about guarantee that it's not filled enough. So let's see what happens. Go down with the handle and hold it there. Right, now I had no resistance whatsoever with that. Now you can see, if I clear some of that away, you can see it. It's under that mark, so we need to add more to it. So what we do, and this is where it becomes a little tricky, we have to add a little bit more to what we get. So we go back in, pop that back in. Now with some of the machines you'll have a manual dose, and in this case with the Maestro you might not. So to sort that out, bring your lever up and put that over. Now it's not grinding because that is down. So to give yourself a little bit more, and stop. So now, handle down, retamp, still no resistance, so we'll go again. Still don't have any resistance, so I'll go back. And once more. There we go. We've got quite a big resistance with that one. So looking at our thing, we've just come up under the mark, so we're pretty well close. Now that still feels quite firm, and we had quite a bit of resistance through it. So now what we need to determine with that now is, because we went several times on it, we don't know definitively how high we went. So small increments, go down, say 19, 20. That will increase your dose for the next time you go through and do it. Now we have our double symbol done, and this is where we will extract our first extraction. Now, if the grind size is too coarse, this needle will barely move. If it is too fine, it will shoot straight up to the top. So what we're looking for is around about the 12 o'clock. Anything between what they call 10 and 2, and it says there optimal zone. Most of your displays on these types of coffee machines have generally got the same zone. So first things now we have our grind done, our dose done. Let's see how we go with our extraction. And that's doing the pre-wet. Right, there we go. Right, that's gone right over the top. So our grind size is too fine. So what we will do with it, although we are still getting an extraction out of it, so we can probably still drink it. The next one we do, I will take our grind size from 4 to 5, which will coarse it, and in turn allow that to come back to 12. But I only do one more after it, and with a bit of luck we should be close. And having it on the double, it will make the necessary extraction time to suit what you've got. So taking that out, looking at that, we've got a fairly good coffee volume. So it's not too bad. So I can put some milk with that and still make a drinkable coffee out of it. But you'll probably find it will be over extracted, which means it'll have a burnt taste to it. And probably not very nice at all. So let's get set to do another extraction. Okay, so now what we learned by our previous extraction was it was very much over. The grind size was too fine because it was way off the scale. So we've increased our dose to 20, which has taken it up three or four notches. So we should be closer to our recommended dose. Now, what I will do with this time to adjust the grind size is, as I mentioned before, to do it while it's still running. So we're sitting on 4, so I'm going to need to go, or I could even go up to 6, but if I go to 6 it could be too far. So increase it gradually. So let's get this one grinding, and then we'll make the necessary adjustments. Right, that's just adjusted it from 4 to 5 with our little arrow there, so we'll see how we go with this one. Our dose rate, it's lifted to 20, so let's give this one a tamp. All right, now that was just about the ideal resistance, so we should be I don't know whether you can see the mark. I'll just see if I can. Right, so it's come up to, well, pretty well just probably the bottom of it. I think we could probably afford to go maybe one more, because I think it would be just under. So let's try, give it that a little bit more and see how we go. Oh, no, I won't. No, I'll leave it at that because I had a fairly good resistance. So with this one, what we've done is we've dropped, we've coarsened up the grind size. So let's do this one, and we should see a difference in where that pressure gauge goes this time. So let's see how we go. It's going into our pre-fusion. You can see it's altered, it's reduced, so it's literally settling down a bit. That, as it turns out, is pretty good. It's just on the high end of 2 o'clock, so that's acceptable. But you can still reduce that again if need be by going from 5 to 6, and then that would then you may have to increase your dose level, and that's where the 3-step process comes in. The finer the grind, the more you will probably need to put into your portafilter, because it will take up more space in your portafilter. So that has given us an indication as to what the differences could make. Now, to probably fine rectify this, I would go as high as 21 and still keep the grind size as to where it is. Now, bearing in mind, this is the Maestro machine, the Arte, and I think the Prestigio have got a different display system. It's basically pretty well a dial-in system, a dial system, but as I say, with the machines, once you find your base level, then it's quite simple to adjust your dose levels and grind size via whichever process and dials that you have on your machine. So okay, so that's having that done. So I think we'll end that one up. Now, one other thing that may have a big difference in your brewing is your brew temperature. So let's just touch on that for a second. Somewhere on your machines you will have the adjustment for your brew temperature. In this case, it's on the temperature switch. So if I just press that, it transfers it over to brew temperature, but it doesn't stay there for long. So touch it. Now you can adjust that. Ooh, got to be pretty quick though. Oh, hang on. No, I'm on the wrong track. Where are we? I'll go back up to 20. Right, to adjust it, sorry, hit that, give you 5. Again, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So the lower the temperature setting, it will have, I can't pinpoint exactly, but it will have a difference in your brew. The hotter the water, then it would probably allow the oils to come out of the beans better. But brew temperature does have an effect on your extraction of your coffee, whether it's over extracted or under extracted. So okay, so having said that, let's round up this particular section, and then we'll go on to the next one.